The customs checkpoint buzzed with activity. Trucks rolling in, officers calling out commands, and scanners beeping steadily. Among this controlled chaos moved Rex, a sturdy German shepherd with eyes full of focus and a nose that seemed to know secrets others couldn't find. Rex wasn't just any dog. He was the heartbeat of this team, trained to sniff out danger hidden beneath layers of deception. Officer Martinez crouched beside him, feeling the warmth of Rex's steady breath and the pulse of his determination. "All right, Rex," Martinez said softly. "Let's show them what you've got today." Rex's ears perked up, tail stiffening with anticipation. There was a rhythm between them, a silent language forged from years of trust and countless missions together. The pair moved through the lanes, Rex's nose twitching as he sniffed the air, his paws padding quietly but purposefully. Martinez watched his partner carefully. The dog's instincts often caught what scanners and cameras missed. "Good boy," Martinez whispered when Rex paused at a container, eyes locked on the sealed doors. Suddenly, Rex's body tensed. He barked sharply once, low and firm. Martinez's heart skipped. That bark wasn't just any bark. It was the signal they'd trained for, the sign of something hidden. Martinez stepped forward, watching as Rex circled the container, scratching at the metal surface. "What do you see, buddy?" Martinez asked, more to himself than the dog. No one else noticed. But Rex wasn't just reacting to the obvious. His nose told a different story, a story of something dangerous, something secret. Martinez pulled out his radio, calling for backup. "Team, we've got a suspicious container at Lane 3. Rex is on alert." As more officers arrived, Rex's tail wagged slightly, not out of playfulness but confidence. He knew this was important. Martinez smiled, pride swelling in his chest. "You're the best partner I've ever had," he said quietly. Rex looked up, eyes shining as if he understood. But neither of them could guess what lay hidden behind that container door, what mystery Rex's sharp nose was about to uncover. This was no ordinary day, and this was no ordinary find. The line between life and danger was about to blur, and Rex was ready to lead the way. The rain fell in steady sheets, drumming on the pavement as a massive cargo truck rumbled into the checkpoint. Rex and Officer Martinez watched quietly as the driver parked and sealed the containers. Everything looked normal, routine even, but Rex's nose twitched with tension. Something wasn't right. Rex pulled at his leash, his paws skidding slightly on the wet ground. He sniffed the air again, then focused on one crate in particular. Martinez noticed the change immediately. "Rex, what is it?" he asked, voice low. The dog circled the crate, nose pressed close, growling softly. The other officers kept busy, unaware of the quiet alarm going off in Rex's instincts. But Martinez knew better. He stepped closer, kneeling beside Rex. "You're sure about this? On, huh?" Rex gave a small bark and pawed the crate again, refusing to back down. It was clear this wasn't a false alarm. Martinez's radio crackled. Backup needed at Lane 5. Suspicious crate under Rex's watch. The team's pace quickened. They'd been through this before, but each time brought a new kind of fear. Rex sniffed harder, his breath visible in the cold air. His body stiffened, eyes locked on the sealed wood. The dog's whole being screamed caution. Danger lurked just beneath the surface. Martinez's hands moved to the crate, feeling the rough wood under his fingers. What could they be hiding in here? As the officers gathered around, Rex barked again, louder this time. It was a sharp, urgent sound. Martinez looked down at his partner. "All right, boy. Let's see what you found." He signaled the team to open the crate carefully. The lock gave way with a creak. Inside, packed tightly and hidden under layers of goods, was a false bottom, a secret compartment. Martinez's breath caught. "Everyone step back." The officers exchanged tense glances, knowing this was no ordinary shipment. Rex stood firm, eyes bright, tail stiff. His alertness was the reason they were here. Martinez ran his hand along Rex's neck, whispering, "You did good, buddy. You found something no scanner could detect." Inside the hidden space lay a bundle wrapped in plastic. The team's curiosity was mixed with dread. What was so important that it needed to be smuggled this way? Martinez's mind raced, but one thing was clear. Rex's nose had saved the day once again. As the rain continued to fall, the shipment's secret began to unravel, setting the stage for a mystery that would shake the entire unit. And Rex, silent and steady, was ready to face whatever came next. The moment the crate's lock was broken, the air grew heavier. Martinez stood close to Rex, whose nose was glued to the opening. Tail stiff but alert, the officers carefully peeled back layers of packing material. Suddenly one of them stopped, fingers tracing the edges of something unusual, a thin, almost invisible seam in the wood. "Wait, hold on," the lead investigator said, eyes narrowing. "There's something hidden here." The team crowded, in eyes wide, hands working carefully. They pried gently, revealing a secret panel that no one had spotted before. Rex barked once, as if urging them on. Martinez knelt down, whispering, "Good boy, Rex. You knew this was more than just a crate." The hidden compartment slid open, exposing a small, dark space. Inside lay a bundle wrapped tightly in plastic, its shape unclear but suspicious. Silence fell. The officers exchanged tense looks, the mystery thickening. Martinez reached in cautiously, pulling the bundle out. "What the hell is this?" he muttered, eyes scanning the package. It was heavy and oddly warm. Rex sniffed, ears twitching, sensing the gravity of the moment. "We need to secure this right away," said the lead investigator, signaling others to bring evidence bags and gloves. This could be something serious. The tension was palpable. The men and women here were no strangers to danger, but this discovery felt different, like it was the start of something bigger. Martinez looked down at Rex, pride mixed with worry. "You've led us right, partner, but I'm afraid this is just the beginning." Rex responded with a soft whine, as if understanding the weight of those words. The officers sealed the bundle carefully, ready to send it for further examination. Martinez's mind raced with questions. What was inside? Why hide it so well? And who would go to such lengths to smuggle this? As the team prepared their report, Rex remained close, eyes alert and calm. His instincts had saved them once again, but Martinez could feel the unease settling in. This secret compartment was more than just a clever trick. It was a glimpse into a shadowy world they hadn't yet fully uncovered. One of the officers broke the silence, voice low. "This kind of smuggling, it's not just about goods, it's something darker." Martinez nodded grimly. "We're going to need all the help we can get. Rex found the door, now we have to walk through it." Rex sat obediently, ready for whatever came next. The hidden compartment had opened a Pandora's box, and the story behind that mysterious bundle was about to unfold. The bundle was taken straight to the forensic lab. Rex stayed close, as if he understood something important was happening. Officer Martinez watched quietly, waiting for answers. The room was tense, the kind of silence that made every second feel heavy. Inside the lab, experts carefully unwrapped the plastic. What they found shocked everyone. Pieces of rare animal parts, bones, skins, and other things from endangered species lay hidden inside. Martinez felt his stomach twist. "This isn't just smuggling," he said quietly. "This is a crime against life itself." The forensic chief looked up, eyes serious. "These parts come from animals that should be protected, not sold. This shipment was meant for illegal trade, maybe for collectors or black markets." Martinez nodded grimly. "We're dealing with wildlife trafficking on a dangerous scale." Rex sat nearby, head tilted, eyes soft but alert. He had sniffed out something much bigger than anyone imagined. Martinez reached down and patted his partner. "You did more than find a crate today. You saved lives, Rex." The officers gathered, some shaking their heads in disbelief. "How could someone do this?" one asked. Another replied, "There's a whole network behind this. People who don't care about animals, only money." Martinez looked out the window, rain still falling steadily. "We've only scratched the surface. Rex led us here, but now the real work begins." He turned to the team. This case will take everything we've got. Rex barked softly, as if agreeing. The dog had been through tough moments before, but this felt different. This was about justice for the voiceless creatures whose lives depended on them. Later, Martinez sat alone with Rex. "I'm proud of you, boy," he said quietly. "But there's so much more to do. These animals didn't have a choice, but we do." The team began planning their next steps, tracking the smugglers, following leads, and preparing for a fight against a cruel business. Rex would be at the center of it all, the silent hero with a heart bigger than most. As night settled, Martinez glanced at Rex, who lay calmly by his side. "We'll bring them down, partner. For the animals. For all of us." The room filled with quiet determination. The mystery had deepened, but hope still burned bright, because of a dog with a sixth sense and the courage to face the darkness. The investigation was far from over. Martinez and his team sat around the table, eyes tired but determined. The forensic report had confirmed their worst fears. This was no small-time crime. It was part of a ruthless smuggling ring, one that dealt in endangered animals and showed no mercy. Rex lay quietly by Martinez's feet, but every now and then, his ears would twitch, catching sounds no one else noticed. Martinez could feel the tension in the room, but Rex seemed to sense something deeper, danger lurking close. Suddenly, Martinez's phone buzzed. A text popped up on the screen. It was a warning. "Back off, or you'll regret it." The room grew silent. "They know we're onto them," Martinez said grimly. "And they don't want to be caught." Rex stood up, low growl rumbling in his chest. Martinez looked down and spoke softly. "I know you feel it too, boy. They're watching us." The team moved with caution, every step heavy with risk. Martinez trusted Rex's instincts more than anything. "Rex, lead the way," he said firmly. The dog's nose lifted, sniffing the air like a shield, ready to warn at the slightest hint of danger. In the days that followed, threats became more frequent. Anonymous calls, suspicious shadows outside the office, even a broken window at Martinez's home. But Rex never left his side. "He's more than a dog," Martinez told his partner one night. "He's our guardian. The closer they got to the criminals, the darker the path became." Martinez felt the weight of the lives depending on their success. "This isn't just about catching smugglers anymore," he told the team. "It's about stopping cruelty and saving the voiceless." Rex's eyes reflected the gravity of the mission. In the quiet moments, Martinez would whisper, "We'll get through this. Together." And Rex would rest his head against Martinez's leg, silently promising he was ready for whatever came next. The shadows of the traffickers grew longer, but so did the team's resolve. With Rex leading the way, they edged closer to confronting the men who thought they were untouchable. One evening, as rain began to fall again, Martinez looked down at Rex. "This is it, boy. Time to bring them to justice." The dog's steady gaze met his, full of courage and unwavering loyalty. The fight was just beginning, and no matter what lay ahead, Martinez knew one thing for sure: Rex would never let them face it alone. The leads took Martinez and his team into the heart of the city. Crowded markets filled with noise and smells, narrow alleys hidden between crumbling buildings, and quiet docks where shadows moved like whispers. Rex was alert, nose to the ground, pulling Martinez forward with purpose. Every step felt heavy, knowing the smugglers were close and watching. "Stay sharp," Martinez warned the team as they slipped through the crowds. Rex sniffed a scent trail and darted toward a narrow alleyway. "Good boy, Rex," Martinez said quietly, following closely. The dog's instincts were guiding them deeper into the underbelly of the city, places most people avoided. Suddenly, the quiet was broken by shouts behind them. "They've spotted us," one officer yelled. Rex growled low, ears pinned back. As the team sprinted down the twisting alleys, the smugglers were chasing them, determined to stop the investigation by any means. Martinez's heart pounded, but he kept his voice steady. "Keep moving. Don't let them catch you." Rex led the way, weaving through crates and trash cans with precision. The chase was intense. Every corner held danger. Every shadow could hide a trap. Rex's breath came fast, but he never slowed. Martinez shouted, "Rex, stay close." The dog glanced back for a split second, eyes filled with fierce determination. It was clear Rex was protecting them all. The team reached the docks, a maze of containers and rusty ships. The smugglers, closed in, voices shouting threats. Martinez saw a gap between two containers and yelled, "This way!" Rex slipped through first, quickly followed by the others. Suddenly, a smuggler lunged from the shadows, grabbing Martinez's arm. Rex reacted instantly, barking and snapping until the attacker released him. "Get back!" Martinez shouted, struggling free. Rex stood protectively in front of him, ready to fight. Breathing hard, Martinez looked at Rex and said, "You saved me again, boy." The dog's tail wagged weakly, but his eyes were steady, alert and brave. The chase ended, as the smugglers vanished into the night, but the danger was far from over. Martinez knew this run had tested them like never before. Rex had led them through the worst moments, but the cost was clear. Both man and dog were pushed to their limits. Later, Martinez knelt down, rubbing Rex's head gently. "We're in this together, no matter what," he whispered. Rex licked, his hand silent but loyal. The pursuit had revealed the true face of the enemy, and Martinez vowed they would not rest until justice was served, for the animals and for Rex, the hero who never gave up. The team's breaths were heavy as they slipped past the last barricade. Rex led the way, nose low, moving cautiously but urgently. What they found inside the warehouse hit them like a punch to the chest. Rows upon rows of cages, cramped and dark, filled with frightened animals. Some were weak, some trembling, and many showed scars of neglect. The air was thick with sadness. Martinez's eyes stung as he looked at the suffering creatures. This is worse than I imagined," he said, voice cracking. Rex stood, tall despite the pain in the air, his gaze sharp and determined. The dog's presence gave the officers strength to face what lay before them. One cage held a small monkey, barely moving. Martinez knelt beside Rex and whispered, "We're going to save them all, buddy, I promise." Rex looked up, eyes steady, like he understood the weight of that promise. "No one deserves this," Martinez added, fists clenched. The officers moved quickly but gently, opening cages and comforting the animals. Rex stayed close to Martinez, sniffing each new discovery, never losing hope. "Look at him," Martinez said softly, pointing to a shivering dog in the corner. "Rex, you found these souls. Now we have to bring them back." The team worked through the night, carrying the weakest animals to safety. Martinez's heart ached, but watching Rex's steady courage helped him hold on. "You're not alone. Anymore," he told the rescued animals, tears in his eyes. At one point, a frightened animal made a sudden noise, causing Rex to growl softly. Martinez placed a calming hand on his head. "It's okay, boy. We're friends here." Rex's eyes softened and he licked Martinez's hand. The warehouse was a nightmare, but it was also a place of hope. Rex's instincts had led them here to this heartbreaking scene, and now it was their mission to heal the wounds. "We won't let them suffer in silence anymore," Martinez vowed. As dawn broke, the animals were safe, and the officers gathered around Rex, grateful for the dog who never gave up. Martinez looked down, whispering, "You're a hero, Rex. Today you saved more than just a shipment. You saved lives." The dog's tail wagged slowly, a quiet promise that this was only the beginning of their fight. The evidence was clear. Martinez and his team knew what had to be done next. They coordinated a massive raid, calling in law enforcement and wildlife protection agencies from all around. Every detail was planned carefully, but Rex was the real leader. His nose was sharp, his focus unbreakable. The dog was ready. "We move at dawn," Martinez told the team. "Rex will lead us to the smuggler's hideout." The officers nodded, their faces serious but hopeful. They had seen the pain caused by this ring. Now it was time for justice. As the first light broke, the convoy rolled out quietly. Rex walked at the front, ears up, scanning every corner. Martinez followed close, behind. "Stay close to Rex," he whispered. The dog's instincts were their best weapon. When they arrived at the hideout, the tension was thick. The smugglers didn't expect the raid. Shouts rang out as officers stormed the place, but Rex stayed calm, guiding them through the maze of rooms and corridors. Suddenly they found the cages, empty now, but the signs of suffering were fresh. Martinez's throat tightened. "They're here somewhere," he said. Rex's nose picked up a faint scent. He barked once sharply, leading the team to a hidden room. Inside, the smugglers were caught off guard. "Freeze!" Martinez shouted. The criminals raised their hands, defeated. The raid was over. The animals, once trapped and scared, were being cared for by wildlife rescuers. Tears of relief mixed with exhaustion among the officers. "We did it," Martinez said softly. "Thanks to Rex, we stopped this nightmare." Rex looked tired, but proud, tail wagging weakly. Martinez knelt beside him. "You saved them all, boy. You brought justice to those who had no voice." Rex licked Martinez's hand, silent but full of strength. As the team packed up, Martinez reflected on the journey. "This fight isn't over," he told Rex, "but today, we made a difference." The dog rested his head on Martinez's knee, trusting and loyal. The smugglers would face the law now. The animals had a chance to heal. And Rex, the silent hero, had led them through the darkness toward hope. Justice was finally on the horizon, and for once, the pain was met with courage and care. Martinez smiled, knowing that with Rex by his side, no shadow was too dark to face. The shelter was quiet but full of life. The rescued animals, once trapped and broken, were now in safe hands. Dedicated veterinarians worked tirelessly, nursing wounds and offering comfort. Rex walked through the rows of cages, tail wagging slowly, eyes gentle and proud. He could feel the change, the hope growing in the air. Officer Martinez stood nearby, watching. "Look at them, Rex," he said softly. "We saved these lives." Rex nudged Martinez's hand with his nose as if to say, "We did it together." The animals were healing, some still scared but learning to trust again. Martinez thought about everything they had been through, the long nights, the dangers, the heartbreak. It wasn't easy, he admitted, but it was worth every moment. Rex's story began to spread beyond the shelter. People heard about the brave customs dog who sniffed out cruelty and led the team to justice. Martinez smiled as he read messages of thanks and support. "You're more than a hero, Rex," he said. One day a young girl visited the shelter. She knelt beside a frightened cat and whispered, "You're safe now." Rex sat quietly nearby, watching the kindness in her eyes. Martinez knew this was the real reward, giving these animals a chance to live and love again. "Do you remember when this all started?" Martinez asked Rex as they walked outside the shelter. The dog looked, up tail wagging. "From that first sniff to this moment, you never gave up." Rex barked softly and Martinez laughed. "You're a fighter, a friend, and a light in the darkest places." The bond between them was unbreakable, forged through courage and trust. As the sun set, Martinez looked at the shelter and the animals inside. "There's still work to do," he said, "but today, we have hope." Rex rested his head on Martinez's leg, calm and content. The journey had changed them both. From shadows of cruelty to healing and hope, Rex's bravery showed the power of love and loyalty, and for those animals it meant a new beginning. Months had passed since the raid, and the animals rescued from that dark warehouse were finally on the road to healing. The shelter buzzed with activity, vets carefully checking each creature, volunteers preparing food and space for rehabilitation. One by one, the animals showed signs of recovery, some even ready to be released back into the wild where they belonged. Rex walked slowly through the shelter, tail wagging softly. He stopped at a large outdoor enclosure where a young monkey was climbing a tree, its eyes bright and curious. Martinez stood nearby, watching the scene with a mix of pride and relief. "Look at them, Rex," he said gently. "They're getting their lives back." The bond between Rex and Martinez had only grown stronger through their journey. Now their hard work was recognized beyond the shelter. At a special ceremony, both received awards for bravery and dedication. Martinez held the medal tightly, but said quietly, "The real reward is knowing we made a difference. You led us through this, Rex." Rex barked softly, resting his head on Martinez's knee, eyes calm but alert. The dog's silent courage had been the heart of their mission, saving lives when no one else could. Martinez smiled, feeling the weight of those words. After the ceremony, they returned to the quiet calm of the shelter. The sun was setting, casting golden light across the grounds. Rex sat beside Martinez, their silhouettes peaceful against the fading sky. "Ready for whatever comes next?" Martinez asked. Rex's tail thumped softly in reply. "I don't know what's out there waiting for us, but I'm glad you're here." The story of Rex's bravery had inspired many, but Martinez knew their work wasn't done. The fight against cruelty continued, and with Rex by his side, he felt hope stronger than ever. As darkness settled, Rex remained watchful, a silent hero who never needed words. The animals had found their freedom, justice had been served, and a new beginning was possible. Together, man and dog looked toward the future, ready to face whatever challenges awaited. The bond they shared was unbreakable, built on trust, courage, and love. And in that moment, beneath the stars, they were home.